Wow.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday? Is it Wednesday already?
Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday.
Look at me. I never know what day it is. But what I will say is shout out to Crypto King. You are the man. Also, RS. ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? Gracias por estar aquí hoy. Estamos hablando sobre crypto y el mercado. Look, Desert is practically Mexican, so he knows exactly what I was saying right there. What do we got going on? How you doing, bud? How are things? How's everything going?
Man, everything's all right. The market is taking a breath. You know, a little pause, a little recovery from all the pumping yesterday. So looking good. Probably. What's that?
That pumpy.
Yeah. So it's expected, you know, with as much as Bitcoin and everything pumped yesterday, it's expected to take a breath. And we got the end of October tomorrow. I imagine there's going to be some fireworks going on. You know, are they going to push it higher? Are they going to push it lower? I don't know. They're already in major profit. They'll probably push it lower, I think.
Probably push it lower and then pump it up.
Yeah, push it lower and then open up November on the low, and then maybe even dip it in the beginning of November before sending it, you know, going into December. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look up. I'm going to bring up CoinGlass.
Oh yeah, see what the max pain is?
Yeah. It was at 66. So let me see here. I can never remember which one it is. Not liquidation. Funding rate. Options. Is that it? Yeah, options. Max pain. Oh, wow. It changed. Okay.
Where are we at? Is it low?
1031. So this is the max pain chart right here. This is for Deribit. So Deribit is the largest derivative platform, I believe, traditional finance platform. The max pain for tomorrow is $72,000, and we are currently sitting at 72 and change. So I don't know.
You said $72,000?
Yeah.
Oh,
right here. So if you look right here, 10/31/24, that's tomorrow. And the max pain is at 72,000, notional value of 156 million. So I guess if it closes at 72,000, 156.41 million will be liquidated. Look at here though. What's this? The end for that. Look at all that money right there. That's the end of the year right here. Oh no, wait a minute. Is that 220? Yeah. 12/27/24. That max pain is at 62,000. That must be the end of the quarter. Of course. I'm talking to people earlier and now they want to answer when we're on friggin' live. So yeah, that's Deribit. Let's look at, you got Binance.
Yeah, I thought Binance was the biggest one.
No. Binance is 71.5 with 66 million as the notional value. And then OKX is 71. So they're all within $500 of each other. OKX has got one. Wow, OKX has got bigger position than Binance. So OKX is coming in at 103 million at 71,000. Binance 66 million at 71.5. And then Deribit at 72 at 156.41. So either way, we are hanging out right in the max pain price right now.
That's crazy to me that's max pain. Like you would think that we're so close that people would be like readjusting. You know what I mean?
Well, it could have been a flood because it was at 66 grand for the longest time.
Yeah. And okay. Johnny was talking about, he called the long at like 65, 66. And then so he talked about people that have hung on this long, like this is the top of where we thought it would get, or where they thought it would get, around that. Like for that move. Not like the top of the market, but just for that move.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's updated constantly. So as soon as we broke 70,000, people probably started, pumping stuff in. MicroStrategy are all in. Saylor has reversed engineered the company and is now a mini BlackRock Bitcoin pure play. Even when the big boys entered, he didn't blink. Yeah, MicroStrategy is definitely a Bitcoin company.
Where does the price go from here? It goes up, and it goes up for a lot of reasons because, they have done a very good job of leveraging that Bitcoin in the correct kind of ways. And so, they've been very profitable. Even buying the tops, every top, right? They're doing very, very well. And I think they'll continue to do well. So I think as long as the crypto market doesn't go to zero, which I don't believe it will, I think MicroStrategy will only go up and to the right from here.
I think their holdings are over 8 billion now, or like 9 billion. And their average price is like $38,000. They hold 255,000 ish Bitcoin at an average value of 38,000. So, and they plan so that we'll go over the article when we get to it. But this is James Rock. I've seen Roy outside at the table. He's just sweating. I'm like, James. He said he's ordering another drink.
Yes.
There we go. We go. So we'll get into the article, but essentially he wants to do a fundraising. He's going to do through debt and fundraising capital, $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. I think by 2030 or 2028 or something like that. When they broke it down, somebody said I think it's this article that I'm going to pull up, or it might be another one I read about it. They said it would be like $1.1 million worth of Bitcoin every day or something like that.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. But he did say he would he'd be buying the top of Bitcoin forever. So
Yeah, and it's working. So
it's working.
You know,
he has.
And, I mean, the only unfortunate thing is that now that we know that Satoshi is Craig Wright, after we watched that Netflix documentary.
No, Peter Todd.
No, I know. But now that we finally know that Craig Wright is Satoshi, the guy that's
right?
the only person in the entire space saying that he's Satoshi, bro, is not Satoshi. Okay? He's not Satoshi.
Peter Todd's been freaking out, I guess. He's pissed. He's like, you guys are threatening my life. And freaking, oh yeah, if Satoshi is still alive and it's one person and the world found out, that dude would probably be the most wanted man
in the world
on earth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not like legally wanted, not like arrest warrants, but like unalive wanted. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pissed off people, a lot of agencies, that would like to get their hand on
agencies,
right.
Foreign governments.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un wants him in his back pocket,
Right. But other than that, it was a dull day. I mean, I got an article about the Treasury. They want to tokenize Treasury bonds and stuff like that, which is a good thing. Oh, my arm is not feeling bad. I got the chair reclined. I'm able to put my arm up, so it's actually not too bad right now.
I was gonna say I saw the Treasury advisory panel wanting to tokenize everything. I think that's cool. I saw that Nishad Singh gets no time for his role in the crypto exchange collapse.
Because he snitched. He snitched on everybody. Got time served.
Yeah, he snitched. And you know what happens to snitches? Maybe not in this case because it's like a bunch of pompous, like white collar stuff. But
right,
who knows?
Who knows?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And besides that, I have the same article about Michael Saylor, and I think the other thing was, and I think I deleted the article. Oh, well, the Cardano Bitcoin OS article, which is, it's pretty huge. It's pretty huge.
Right.
But
we're definitely going to have to go over that when we have more time. Maybe John will shoot a video. Maybe John will shoot a video about it.
Wouldn't that be great? I bet you it would be way easier for me to do that after my wife leaves, which I have to say, shout out to my wife. She's the best wife I've ever had. I asked for fried plantains and she said no because you've already eaten enough and you're fat. But I know you can hear the stovetop sizzling in the background. You know what I mean? I love her. She's my favorite.
Well, let's reset the room, everybody. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, share this with a friend. Follow everybody on the ticker down there. You're on YouTube, hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you're on Twitter, tag some DGens, get it circulating. We go live Monday through Friday every day at 6 p.m. PST. This week and last week have kind of been screwy because I got an injury going on and it's hard for me to sit and concentrate and stare at a screen for, an hour and a half. But things will be getting back to normal. Don't forget our trading bot. Link is in the description. It is a token gated trading bot. The only way to get access as of right now is by owning a boss, which the mint ends tomorrow. After tomorrow, we will be pausing the mint. And the only way you'll be able to get a boss is on secondary or through some kind of raffle or something like that. We are giving one away this month in our Discord. But other than that, we will be pausing that for a couple of months and see what's going on. And maybe we'll reopen it. Maybe we won't. We don't know.
Yeah.
No.
We have options. But excited about how the spot is rolling out. People have questions about that. Hit us up in the Discord, and we are working all that out, making sure that everything is working for everybody.
We have a specific channel in the Discord called Trading Bot Talk. I mean, you can always hit us up in general, but if you can always go to that and tag us and any questions, anything like that. This weekend, I will be shooting a video on how to set up your API and everything for the bot using Kraken. I already have one set up for my MEXC, so I can't show you guys that one. But I'm going to set up another one for a Kraken account, and we're going to go through it step by step on how to set the API, how to do everything, how to load money into it, all that stuff. So other than that, I think we'll get into market update. Not too much going on, but we do have some stuff. What do you think?
Here we go. Shout out to Crypto King. Got some ADA today. Moved some FET profits that I got into the 0.60 cent range. That's
there we
fantastic.
go. There we go.
Let's go ahead and get into Market Watch.
All right. So we are down a little bit today. We're down 1.7%, coming in at 2.542 trillion. Okay. Not too much volume, still good volume, but not like yesterday, coming in at 115 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 56.3, Ethereum at 12.6, and an ETH transaction will cost you nothing. So there is that. Bitcoin coming in at 72,366, down 0.2. Ethereum at 2660, up 1%. BNB at 595, at 1.5%. Solana at 175, down 2.1. XRP at 5234, down 0.7. Dogecoin finally taking a breather at 1697, down 3.5%. Tron coming in at 1695, up 2.1%. Looks like Toncoin retook the lead by $6 million. Toncoin retook the lead, coming in at $5.2, and then we got Cardano at 3566, down 0.1. So there's that. Biggest gainers. Maker coming in at 8%. Chainlink up 5.2. Lido DAO up 4.3. Aave up 4.0. Mantra up 2.9. Uniswap up 2.6. Arbitrum up 2.4. Sai up 2.2. That's really about it. Not a bunch of gainers. I'm telling you, so this Mantra right here, I need to figure out. I might just have to go on a DEX and buy it. I think I might dump my Ondo and put it all in Mantra, because Mantra is kind of hard to get right now. So you can it's only offered on a few exchanges. They don't even have it on MEXC yet. And I think once it goes live on multiple exchanges. Okay, so you can get it on Binance, Gate.io, Whitebit, Lat Token. Why don't they have KuCoin on there? Because we own some on the DCA portfolio on KuCoin. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's not the right. I wonder if that's the old. Oh no, here we go. KuCoin right here. There we go. KuCoin. Come on in 11.
You're like, I wonder if that's the old token, and I just bought the wrong one.
Right. Well, yeah, the ERC20 version, because now they got their own chain. So, but yeah, wait till it gets listed on freaking Coinbase and MEXC and Bybit and all of those. exchanges. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I think that Mantra is maybe, I mean, ever since that we started looking into it, I think that it's probably going to be one of the best RWA plays that's really just under the radar right now. As far as like outperforming, I think
it's fully diluted.
Yeah.
It's fully diluted. You know what I mean? As opposed to Ondo is getting ready to more than 2x its supply in January. Mantra's fully diluted already. So, you know, they got partners in Dubai, big money in Dubai. So, all right. So we got Celestia down 8.6, Athena down 5.9, Stacks down 5.2, Beam down 4.6, Cat and the Dogs World down 4 points, Aptos down 3.7, Thorchain down 3.4, WorldCoin down 3.4. Have you heard about the good pig? Yes, Nike is a good pig, Daniel.
Nike is a good pig. Also, did you see that ticket? By chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
we have some stuff to talk about that. There's some details outside of that message, but yeah, we'll talk about that after.
I wasn't very inspired by the message, but
I was inspired by the message, but I will share the other outside messages that might be more inspiring.
Okay. So all right, so really not much going on. You know what I mean? We got Bitcoin starting to flag out. We do have that freaking well, it's not even a bearish div anymore. So higher high, higher low, but it's starting to round off, but it could just come down just a little bit and then boom, right back to the upside in the next couple of days. We could see a sell-off into the election. You know, maybe a huge pump tomorrow to close out the month. And then we start off in the negative going into the weekend, you know, and then we see what happens on election day. It won't be called election night. So maybe the next day, and then we start to see it go from there. Huh?
Or the following week.
Right. You know, we've looked back on this in the past, and we usually do get pumps after the election, but there is usually a little dip going into it. But, you know, it's gotta consolidate a little bit. It's not dumping. It's only down a little bit. I mean, we were at 73. It's down like $1,000, you know? So maybe $1,500. So still looking good though. You know, we just got this beautiful bullish cross right there, the golden cross right here, the 50 cross and the 200. Beautiful cross. So now all your moving averages are aligned 21, 50, 200 like they're supposed to be. Will XRP be tied up with the SEC throughout all of 2025 and the price suppressed, or will it break upward, lawsuit or not?
I think I have my opinion.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's going to break upwards no matter what. And I think that this time it's not going to be suppressed because, I mean, it's basically already won twice.
Right.
And they're just, the SEC is mad that they won twice and they're trying to win, but they can't. So I think that no matter what happens, it's just going to look worse and worse for them. And I think people aren't paying the SEC any attention anymore now that there's regulatory clarity in a sense, but also two sides of the government that just want everything to continue building here in the United States. So I just think that, you know, and
the appeal, the appeal is it's all fugazi. It's all fake. You know what I mean? They're trying to appeal the judge's decision. And then you got Garlinghouse and Chris Larson or whoever. They just donated like another 10 million XRP to Kamala Harris. So they're trying to butter her up. You know, to me,
dude, I mean, what if they know that she's going to win?
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that. I think they're trying to integrate. They're trying to become like a bank. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? They want to fund her, and then their hopes is to get in with the banks. You know, So she'll put pressure on Gary or whatever to remove the appeal. But I believe XRP has their own lawsuit, their own appeal. They're appealing the 112 million or whatever it is.
Well,
They're
yeah,
saying
that
the
was
fine
already
is
broke
too big.
down. Like originally, it was huge.
Well, yeah, it was like 2 billion. They said it was 2 billion. They countered with 10 million, and then they were awarded like 112 million or something like that. So, but no, I don't think it'll hinder because XRP is still building.
And it's done.
And
he knows that.
And you gotta understand that the token was already deemed not a security
on the secondary market.
Right. Do you see a Trump win? And if so, can he boot Gary out? Well, I would just like you to look at the screen right here. And I believe, I don't know, I'm circling something on the screen, sir, that may show you my beliefs. Hopefully he does boot Gary out. I mean, hopefully he does. I don't know if he's came out and said it, but I'm pretty sure he'd be on his way out, you know, so especially with Liberty Financial and all the crypto stuff. And yeah,
I will say what I think is that no matter who wins, Gary is out of the SEC.
Right.
Because if Camilla wins and she blesses him with the treasury position that he wants, then he's out of the SEC. I mean, obviously, we want him out of government, period. But if she blesses him with that, he's out of the SEC. If Trump comes in, he's out of the SEC. And so I think that either way, he's not going to be a problem. He's caused irreparable damage to the SEC's reputation. And shout out to Julissa. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you're following at Jpg Empire, at _John Carter, at Desert_Crypto, at Chinbot Bridge. Let's freaking go. Yeah. And make sure you shared, reposted, and liked. If you are on YouTube, hop over to Twitter. If you're on Twitter, hop over to YouTube. We appreciate you guys.
So other than that, I mean, it's just if we go down the list, you know, Caspa, we looked at this yesterday. So we went over a bunch of coins yesterday and how far they are away from their March 2024 high. But nothing, I mean, everything is sideways. Look, if we look at the daily, you know, little baby candles, it looks like we're getting ready to get a nice golden cross on Psy. That's looking good. Nice golden cross right here. 50 crossing the 200. We just got to peek above it. So I think everything is just in kind of a holding pattern. Swede doing its thing. Just bouncing around. You know what I mean? But look at, these are what like every candle looks like right now is this little dot right here. Look, we go to Psy, just a little dot. Cash, you know, Bitcoin, little dot. Popcat, little dot. So there's just not a lot going on right now. A lot of people are fighting. So that's really about it. It's just a holding pattern. I'm not in any trades. I wouldn't suggest anybody do any trades. I would wait till after tomorrow personally. You know, unless you see something pop up that's going to be crazy. You know, we might have a cup and handle coming here on WIF right here. I can see that as a cup and handle on the daily. Boom. Look at that. Right at resistance. Look at that. 280. Top tier at 280. I mean, if this breaks, so if we get back to 280 and we break it, that takes us to freaking 423, which still isn't our all-time high or our March 2024 high. That gets us most of the way there. You know what I mean? Popcat we got is still in price discovery right in this channel. You know, it's taking this channel up right now. I think I was looking at this. I was looking at this earlier on Popcat. So we got this flag with the poll, and it did break out on the 2 hour. So it broke out, but then immediately went red when it bounced off the 21. But we do have the green dot going, so just a holding pattern. Is the market overemphasizing crypto ETF impact on prices? Institutional pension fund adoption is important, but what will drive price more long-term, direct retail or corporate adoption? So I think as you get more and more institutional money coming into play, i.e. pensions, treasuries, state treasuries and stuff like that, Bitcoin will get less and less volatile. The more it matures, the bigger it gets, the less volatile it will get. So think the S&P, how it's not a very volatile coin. So long term, I think, yes, institutional pension fund adoption, stuff like that will drive the price long term, because retail is only going to be able to do so much. So retail, we're talking about a $1.3 trillion asset, and the retail market in crypto is very small. Retail's not even here right now. I mean, we're technically retail. Us on here and everybody watching is technically retail. But the retail masses, like during the FOMO of 2021, the FOMO of 2017, they're not here yet. And even if they were, it can only push the price so much. So I do think that corporate adoption, institutional adoption are going to be what push it to that, 10, 11 trillion dollar market cap. But it's going to become extremely less volatile because of that. So I don't know if that answers your question. I'm not sure if I read it right, but that's my answer. So yeah, I was looking at this on PopCat, but it kind of got rejected off the 21. So I'm just kind of sitting on my hands right now. I am waiting to see if it'll break this 21 and start to make a move. Yes, the volatility must go. Institutional needs to see this before they're convinced. Until that comes, professionals won't touch, or at minimum will go in 1 or 2%. Yeah. No, nobody. I mean, I've been here 4 years now. John's been here 4 years, and it's hard. You got to have no emotion when it comes to volatility to be able to hold. Most people sell the bottom and buy the top. So, and if you're a corporate institute, especially with tax regulations,
several times they do that several times. They sell the bottoms and buy the tops several times before they don't.
Right, before they go cold. And another thing is the taxes. So if they buy the ETF, it's easier on their taxes because it's like a win or a loss. It's a stock, it's an ETF. With Bitcoin, it's some crazy thing. I know there was big. So if it went up and you sold, I can't remember. I don't have a company or anything like that. But yeah, the tax, there was no real regulation on how they had to report taxes. Oh, if it was, that's what it was. I think if the price dropped, they had to report it as a loss or something like that. It was a big thing back in 2021. But yeah,
over-reporting. The burden was you had to do so much.
Yeah, and there was some weird stipulation on how you reported your because Michael Saylor, was talking about it. It was some weird way you had to report your profits and your losses when it come to Bitcoin as a company holding it on your balance sheet or some shit like that. Yeah, it was really weird. So,
and it was something because to protect the investors, you had to let them know every time that the price moved.
Yeah, it was some weird some weird stuff. I can't remember. But so that's what I'm seeing on PopCat right there. Aptos ain't really doing nothing. A lot of these coins are in on the 2 hour are in this rollover, almost bear flaggy. You know what I mean? We got a whiff, look, kind of roll over. Ondo, I was looking at Ondo earlier. This is not a healthy looking chart. I think Ondo's getting ready to dump. You know what I mean? It makes me kind of nervous. I might be dumping my Ondo seriously. Because look, it pumps. And this is on the 2 hour. Can't even make it above the 200 on the 2 hour. And that is just, look at that. That's literally just, that's kind of what I see happening. You know what I mean? So Ondo, I am not happy with at all right now. I probably won't dump what I own because I know it's going to recover eventually. As long as the market goes up, it'll go up. And I plan on dumping mid-December anyways, at the latest. But yeah, so FTM, see, same thing, kind of rolled over. Boom, now we're kind of stagnant right here. We've just been going sideways today. So this is like today's action. You know what I mean? This is 3 o'clock in the morning today, my time, Pacific time. So 6 a.m. 6 a.m. on the East Coast. And if you look at all these coins, that's what I mean by everything is just in a holding pattern. Boom, just rolled over, boom, going sideways. You know, sigh, everything. Roll over, boom, going sideways. So that's where we're at on the market. Nothing crazy, nothing really going on, you know.
I think the only thing that I've really been hearing about in Twitter lately has really been the Bitcoin OS thing, right? Because you have people that think you have Bitcoin maxis that hate it, and then you have, you know, Cardano people that are like, of course, like Cardano was originally meant to complement Bitcoin and also be scalable and have smart contract capabilities and to be able to scale other blockchains. That was what one of the first things that they wanted it to be able to do, is for it to have smart contract usability and for it to be able to scale other blockchains. Yeah.
Cardano?
Yeah. Yeah, because Charles used to have a like an educational thing on how Bitcoin works and how Cardano would work with Bitcoin. And then they stopped until now, and he's reviving that whole educational thing, and they're going to be implementing it into how they like plan on spreading Cardano, but also like marketing crypto. Yeah.
I don't think marketing and Cardano go in the same sentence because we don't have marketing, sir.
Well, you know.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
That's what they're trying to do, okay? They're trying. Okay? They're trying. Sheesh.
All right. Well, you want to get in to your articles real quick?
Yes.
I have to step away from the computer real quick, so I will be right back as you get into your article.
All right. So I'm going to read into this one real quick. So what we have here is Cardano taps into, give me just 1 second. Okay, so Cardano taps into Bitcoin's liquidity, opening new doors for DeFi and growth potential. So big news is shaking the crypto space. Cardano is bridging into Bitcoin's massive $1.3 trillion market cap through a new integration with Bitcoin OS Bridge. This integration unlocks access to Bitcoin liquidity, transforming what Cardano can accomplish in the decentralized finance sector. So here's what you need to know. So basically, Bitcoin OS, what is it? How does it affect Cardano? It's a blockchain operating system that enables upgrades, scalability, and for Bitcoin without requiring any core code changes or soft forks. Building on Bitcoin. So announced in July, Bitcoin OS allows developers to build on Bitcoin, tapping into the vast liquidity pools. Cardano has the first mover advantage. This is because Bitcoin itself was the first one to adopt it, and Cardano is the second. With the bridge, Bitcoin's liquidity can fuel various DeFi activities on Cardano, including lending, decentralized exchanges, and more. This integration effectively makes Cardano the gateway for Bitcoin holders to access decentralized finance. And why Bitcoin, Cardano, and DeFi bridges? Bitcoin's network makes up nearly 60% of the entire crypto market's value, but accounts for only a small amount of the actual on-chain activity. This is because Bitcoin, while secure, isn't built for complex transactions like smart contracts. Cardano, on the other hand, excels in programmability and scalability, which makes it an ideal candidate to expand Bitcoin's potential in DeFi. And so they talk about Emergo's role, but basically Emergo and Ken Kodama, the Emergo CEO and Cardano co-founder, believes the bridge will drive DeFi adoption, allowing projects and developers to use Bitcoin liquidity while leveraging Cardano's secure, trustless infrastructure. So then they say what this means for Cardano's price. They basically say it's bullish, price go up. Cool. But I think that the Bitcoin OS thing is very cool. And they talk about 2 DeFi tokens to watch. They mentioned Meld and they mentioned MinSwap, which I think it's interesting that they mentioned Meld at all. So there we are. Not that Meld isn't doing anything. I just haven't heard too much about Meld in general for like quite some time.
Right.
Yeah. It was something I was excited about it launching, and then it didn't for much longer than what I expected.
Right. Well, because didn't they? I don't really know exactly what happened.
100%.
Yeah. I don't want to speak on without having the actual fact. But yeah, they did something. They did something. You people know.
Something happened.
You got anything else or what?
I mean, like that one, and then we just like mentioned the other ones about Nishad Singh getting no prison time, about Microstrategy, about the U.S. Treasury Advisory Panel says tokenizing could be a great thing, but needs centralized control. Of course it does,
Right. That's how do you feel about Render as a project and its level of utility and potential medium for long term?
I'm bullish on Render.
Right. I don't know a lot of the technical stuff about Render. But I am bullish on it. I am bullish on the fact that it's like computing power, right? So Render as these LLMs. So anybody that's tried to like edit a video or create anything on huge files, the computing power sometimes can be really bad. And if you have a place like Render where you can share computing power and stuff like that, because that's essentially what it is, right? It's you can share compute. What I mean? Right. I think that is an awesome narrative. And as we get, especially these companies that are dealing with like AI, like I said, like LLMs and stuff like that, they need massive amounts of computing power. So I do like Render as a project. I've never done a deep dive on it, but just the gist, the top surface, I do like it.
I'll say my 2 favorite like use cases for Render that I think are going to be the biggest are gaming, right? I think gaming is a huge thing because if you imagine people that are creating games, right, and they want these really high performance games, if they have to put all of that computing power in a console, that limits how amazing and how complex and how much compute their game can actually process on. But by using something like Render, you have an unlimited resource for how much processing power you can put into that game. Another really good use case is AI, which AI is very necessary, right?
Right.
To have the ability for the AI to have more compute, you can solve more complex problems quicker, and having unlimited compute can make these large language models pretty wild. And then, so new subscriber. I'll
so
let
here we
you.
go. New subscriber, what's your price prediction for Solana and SWI? When do you think this cycle tops? I will start with the cycle top. I'm not saying it's gonna top in Q2 of next year, but sell in May, walk away is kind of a thing. You know what I mean? And I will, no matter where the price is at, I will be probably scaling out a good chunk sometime in Q2, but not everything, just in case we have like the double top scenario and we go into Q4 of 2025. You know, so if we're following the cycles, it should be like October of 2025. Last cycle was November of 2021. Cycles are only about 3 months or 3 years, 10 months. But as we get more and more correlated with the stock market, I can see us maybe pushing into October and November, right before, before the end of the year or something like that. As far as price predictions, so SWI, I don't see why SWI can't hit $20. And I say this because my reasoning is if SWI hits the same market cap that Sol hit last cycle, it comes out to like, what was it, John? Like a $21 SWI?
Yeah, like 21. It might have been like $20, honestly. It might have been just like right up above there, around that.
Yeah, between 19 and 21, I think is what it came out to when we checked it against Coin Perspective. Solana, I don't know. Let's see here.
I think you could hit $15 by the end of the year.
Solana? I hope it don't hit $15. If it's $15 by the end of the year, bull run's over, bro.
No, people keep saying $2,000. I almost feel like 16 to 800 is my target.
Yeah, I mean, so what are we at? We're at 82. We got an $82 billion market cap. For it to go to 1,750, that would be at least an $821 billion market cap. I don't think it'll go that high. I really don't. I would say, just off the top of my head, I would say probably at least $1,000. Could it? I don't know. That's a 5x. That's more than a 5x. That's almost a 6x. That's a $500 billion. That's almost a $500 billion market cap for Solana. I mean, it could go crazy. Do we know what did Ethereum hit last cycle?
Oh, as far as top of the market?
Yeah, what was it at? Like 600 billion, 500 billion? Because right now it's sitting at 319.
I think it was about.
Actually, we can find out right here, actually, huh? Come on. What is this, 21? It hit $571 billion at the top of the market. Ethereum did. So say Solana gets to Ethereum's market cap, then yeah, $1,000 Solana. Sure.
Damn, so you're saying only a 5x from here? About.
Yeah, I don't think, honestly, bro, I don't think there's very many coins that are going to 10x from here.
Okay.
From where we're at now, from last year, yeah, there was probably a lot of coins that were going to 10x. You know what I mean? But from this spot, like the top 20, maybe even the top 50. I don't know how many of those are actually going to 10x, bro.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And you got to remember, Solana is what, number 5 or something like that. Yeah, Solana is number 5, coming in at 82 billion. You know, there are a few coins. I think Cardano will 9 or 10x. Or actually, my target for Cardano was 450 to 550. So that's more than a 10x. You know, that was going by it doubling its market cap from the previous year or from the previous cycle to like 180 billion.
If Bitcoin OS becomes a main narrative, do you think that will change that? Do you think that brings that up?
I don't. I'm still trying to see. I'm still trying to figure out how it helps Cardano monetarily outside of dApps on Cardano being used. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to use Cardano to pay the gas fees. You can use Bitcoin. You don't have to bridge from Bitcoin to Cardano, so you're not using a wrapped asset on Cardano, so there's no volume, no liquidity. It's just utilizing Cardano's tech to push Bitcoin transactions. And I'm not a technical guy, so maybe I'm just missing the freaking point. I just don't see how that equates to Cardano price go up.
I wonder
outside of speculation.
I wonder what Aaron would what his thoughts on it would be. Honestly, in that he'll probably be like, because he said that he wasn't that excited about Bitcoin layer 2s in general. Before he had said that before.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I don't own any layer 2s.
There are a lot of Bitcoin layer 2s.
Yeah. In terms of pop, what would your Q4, Q1 2025 top 3 be for the highest multiple gains? Okay. I don't know. It's kind of.
Would you put Mantra in there? Because I like Mantra because it's fully diluted and because of the narrative.
But see, Mantra, it's in price discovery mode, so you don't freaking know. You know what I mean? That would be pure speculation. But if you go into, so last night we went through the charts right here. So what I did, oh, come on, Caspa. If you want to go through last night's segment, what I did was put it on daily. That's why. I went through and I grabbed a bunch of coins on how far they are away from their March 2024 high. So, and I'm expecting these coins to regain their March 2024 high by the end of the year, at least. You know, most of them, so Caspa, we're talking an 85% pump just to reach March 2020 high. Psy, we got a 200% pump. Swee's already in price discovery. I could see a $4 Swee by the end of this year for sure. But it's already in price discovery, so we don't know. Aptos, we're looking at a 92% just to its March all-time high.
Aptos is hard for me to be bullish on now, because we've seen like Arbitrum, we've seen Optimism, and we've seen all these different things, and it's just kind of like, I think Sui is the one,
Yeah. So Aptos and Sui are both use the move language, and I agree with you 100%. I think Sui won that battle. You know what I mean? So Sui is going to be the premier, where Aptos is like, I don't know if this is a perfect analogy. XRP and XLM, SWI and Aptos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because they both use the same tech. It's the Move tech. Then we look at Ondo. So Ondo's 102% away from March. Come on, click. Phantom 70. And there's a couple that the graph's like 200% away from the top. So it would be hard for me to nail down 3 to be for the highest multiple gains between now and the end of the year. I mean, I can tell you what the top 3 coins I hold. Let's see if their positions changed. Stupid. So my top 3 coins right now are Psy, SWI, and ADA. Are my 3 biggest holdings.
And I can see all of those doing really explosively.
Is that right? That can't be right. I don't know why I have more ADA today. Oh, okay. FET went down a little bit and ADA went up a little bit. That's why. Because ADA was like my 3rd or 4th biggest holding, or 4th or 5th biggest holding. So other than that, let me go through my articles real quick so then we can get off here and I can go take a freaking muscle relaxer. I wasn't going to take them anymore, but today, man, I had to take one earlier today. And I definitely need to take one now. So let's see here. So U.S. Treasury advice. Oh, I'm not even showing anything. All right. So U.S. Treasury Advisory Panel says tokenization could be big, but may need central control. The outside group of Wall Street leaders that guides the Treasury's debt management, the Treasury Borrowing Advisory Committee, shared views on tokenizing debt and warned about Tether. So basically they're talking about, they think Wall Street brain trust behind the U.S. Treasury debt management took a close look at tokenization and found a lot to like. They don't like Tether for obvious reasons. They've hated Tether forever. The committee produced a report which also suggested that stable coins may need to give way to CBDCs in tokenization. So this is like their final goal, though. What they really want is a CBDC. That's what they want.
We know that.
But they understand that tokenizing is, so there's a lot of places like Ondo's stable coin, OUSY, something like that. It's backed by short-term treasury bonds. So, and that's one of the things they go in to say, and that's why they're pushing for a CBDC. So the panel on Wall Street advisors see tokenization of U.S. debt and other assets providing some significant potential advances. The group contended in a new report, while also envisioning an inevitable need for the kind of heavy central hand that may rankle the crypto sector. So they want central control. They want that freaking fist on your neck. Basically, what they're talking about is, so it becomes, the tokenization has the potential to unlock benefits of programmable interoperable ledger. Programmable is the key, because if they launch a CBDC, it will be programmable. And if you break one of their social scores,
money without you giving it to them.
Right. All of a sudden you go to buy some steak and they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, you've already hit your carnivore whatever limit for the week. You know what I mean? We can't take your money, But so they talk about a wider array of legacy financial assets. Reports highlighted responsibility of instant and transparency settlement and clearing for reducing the risk of settlement failure, which is a good thing. It's instantaneous. The bond gets paid back. Boom, everything is handled quick. And they go on to talk about smart contracts. They don't call them smart contracts. but they call them, they talk about how a contract can be automatically fulfilled upon completion of payment and this and that, and that's one of the things that'll help reduce failure in transactions. And then they start hitting on Tether. It's also included a thought on the stability hazard from tokens such as Tether. A collapse of a major stablecoin like Tether could result in a fire sale of their U.S. Treasury holdings. If history serves as any guide, stablecoins will need to be regulated like a narrow banks or money market funds to prevent contagion of stress in stablecoin markets to broader financial markets and the treasury market. I love this one right here. Stablecoins will need to be regulated like narrow banks, as in what? The dozen banks that went bankrupt in the past 4 years? Is that what you mean? Regulated like those?
Mandatory minimum reserves.
Right. Is that what you're talking about? Because, that didn't work out so well, right? So if the U.S. government wanted to kill us, what is that? Read more. Why did that pop up?
Oh, Tether.
Tether, Follow, and Droino. I don't know. Okay. So when it comes to stablecoins underpin tokenizing transactions, the advisors suggest the central bank digital currency will likely need to replace stablecoins as primary form of digital currency. Oh, I must have skipped over that part. So the advisors, you want to know who their advisors are? Where is it? I must have skipped it. But I don't see it. One of their advisors is Goldman Sachs. And who is Goldman Sachs behind? USDC. So Circle is backed by Goldman Sachs, and Circle is USDC. So of course they hate Tether when their advisors are telling them all this crap. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these stable coins are backed by U.S. Treasuries. That's at least part of their balance sheet. That or commercial paper, which is like businesses and stuff like that. So of course, USDC, American made, regulated, all this good stuff. It's going to be the new CBDC. USDC will eventually be the CBDC. So, when it comes to stable coins underpinning tokenizing transactions, blah, 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 blah. Any potential CBDC issued by the Federal Reserve would be managed by private sector banks, Fed officials have said, meaning some of the institutions represented in the advisory group, Goldman Sachs. However, the political chances for U.S. CBDCs are strongly opposed by Republican lawmakers, remain dicey in the near term. So overall, the voices of traditional finance, the report saw tokenization in all kinds of markets for real-world assets, promises to unleash new economic arrangements, though doing it for short-term treasuries could potentially disrupt the banking system, according to the committee, blah, 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 blah. So that's what they're looking at. But I mean, at least they're talking about it, right? At least they're talking about it. At least they're, whether they're trying to push a narrative or not, at least they're talking about tokenizing stuff, RWAs.
Hey, well, Tether is dangerous. We don't control that.
Right.
Tokenized stuff is dangerous if we don't control that.
I can't give you a price prediction on Fetch, but I do like Fetch. It is.
We like Fetch a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, Fetch is now it's my fourth biggest holding because Cardano went up a little bit and Fetch went down a little bit. But it was my third biggest holding. We do like Fetch. Price prediction, just to get back to its March high is 154% pump. So, it was at 346 back here. I don't know how high it'll go. It's speculation. There's no real data to go on, in my opinion. So, but I am watching it. It is in this falling channel right now. When it breaks out, it's going to be bullish. All right. So Michael Saylor and Microstrategy announces $42 billion plan for Bitcoin purchase. So in a move that continues to fortify Michael Saylor's commitment to the leading crypto, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has announced a new $42 billion capital plan to buy more Bitcoin. The software technology firm announced its Q3 earnings report Thursday, also revealing its latest efforts to boost its Bitcoin holdings. Currently, MicroStrategy already holds 252,000 Bitcoin. So this is a press release. So we are announcing a strategic goal of raising $42 billion of capital over the next 3 years, comprised of $21 billion of equity and $21 billion of fixed income securities, which we refer to as our 2121 plan. As a Bitcoin treasury company, we plan to use the additional capital to buy more Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset in a manner that will allow us to achieve higher Bitcoin yield. You see that? Look at that. As a Bitcoin treasury company, aren't they a freaking technology company? Or they just mean that because they have a huge treasury in Bitcoin? I don't know. You know what I mean? Because MicroStrategy is actually like a tech company. I don't know how big it is. I don't know what they sell, but I know it's a tech company. So 2024 has proven to be massive for Bitcoin. Despite the asset's notable decline just a year ago, it has returned to form and taken on the finance sector. Yes, we all know this. It became the first. Yes, we all know this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Recently, MicroStrategy saw its stock hit a new high corresponding to Bitcoin's recent surge. The stock surged nearly 9% Tuesday to reach the high of $260. That is the culmination of a tremendous growth year for the company throughout 2024. The stock has climbed a remarkable 470%, outpacing even Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is already the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin and the world's first Bitcoin treasury company. Okay, so they're literally calling themselves a Bitcoin treasury company, I guess. So I don't know. So that's really about it. Andrew Kang, Chief Financial Officer, MicroStrategy, also announced the company's increase in holdings of BTC over the past fiscal year. Through our treasury strategy, we increased our Bitcoin holdings by 11% in the quarter, increased our year-to-date Bitcoin yield to 17.8%, and reduced our total annualized interest expenses by $24 million. So if you guys haven't watched his strategy, Bitcoin conference, Bitcoin 2024, Nashville. Michael Saylor obviously was one of, major speakers, and he broke down like the different types of Bitcoin holders and this Bitcoin strategy. I don't hold any Bitcoin, but that's just because I don't have enough money to hold Bitcoin, in my opinion. Bitcoin is a store of wealth. I'm trying to make wealth. But the video is freaking awesome. And there's three different steps of a Bitcoin holder. There's 3 different strategies that a business can use, and it has to do with loans and this and that, and re-entering your loans into Bitcoin. And it's a very good watch. You guys should watch. It'll help you understand his Bitcoin strategy, and it'll help you understand a little bit better the underpinnings of what Bitcoin is capable of. So, but that's all I have for tonight. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. Everybody, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST, we go live. Do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, share the notification bell. It's been off a little bit the past couple weeks. I have an injury. I'm in extreme pain. I wasn't even on the show last week. I'm barely able to sit here right now, but as it gets better, we'll be getting back to the more energy, the higher energy, the more intuitive, the more stories, the longer format. And we appreciate everybody that joins in and hits that like button, subscribes, and shares it with a friend.
Yes, agreed. And I also have not been top game because I have a wife. She's with me right now. So a lot of my attention has been split. Hey, but
Well,
that's the thing. It's the
not to
work-life
mention, I mean,
right?
not only is your wife with you, but you haven't seen her in like 3 months.
Yeah, it's been tough, honestly.
You know, because you were in friggin' the States before you went to Colombia. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
But I'm about to go back to Honduras for a little while, so let's see. Let's go see my kids. It's gonna be great. But thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. We'll see you every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, so we'll see you on the next one. Peace.